Yiberek Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ha'er Adonai pona alecha v'chunecha, Yesa Adonai pona alecha v'yisim lecha shalom. Uz is a region of Edom, existing somewhere east of modern-day Petra. Therein lives a man who has 7 sons, 3 daughters, several servants, and at least $83,368,985 in sheep, camels, pairs of oxen, and female donkeys. According to the custom of the day, his sons will give banquets, each one on his set day in his own house. At these banquets, they invite their sisters to dine with them. After each cycle, Iyov, their father, sends for and consecrates them. The following morning, he presents burnt offerings for each of them, fearing that they might have transgressed the Holy One, blessed be He, in their thoughts. Such is life of Iyov, one of the righteous men of the descendants of Esau. One day, the B'nai HaElohim, a class of angelic beings, come to the Therein. As they gather and stand before the throne, they observe a sapphire-colored, crystal-clear sea of glass, 7 flaming torches. They call it HaKodesh, living beasts, as recorded in Ezekiel and Revelation, crying, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Elohim, Zavod, Asher Chaya, Choveh Ve'yavo. Holy, holy, holy is Adonai, God of heaven's armies, the one who was, who is, and who is coming. Amid the thundering flashes of lightning and the worship, a figure walks in. With him, a smell of sulfur permeates the air surrounding him. As he nears, the cherubs and the angelic beings stand ready to throw him out. This being used to be one of the archangels, but due to his own pride and arrogance, led a rebellion. He and a third of the myriads of angelic beings were defeated and exiled. His angels were imprisoned in Tartarus, and he is forced to walk the earth. He is the adversary. From the throne comes his voice saying, "Where are you coming from?" To which the enemy says, "From roaming through the earth, wandering here and there." You can feel the tension as Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, as well as the other archangels and myriads of angelic beings look upon the wretched being with palpable disdain, sensing the reason for his appearance. And with a thundering earnest voice, the divine replies, "Did you notice my servant Iyov? That there's no one like him on earth, a blameless and upright man who fears Adonai and shuns evil." Being arrogant and as usual, the adversary retorts, "Is it for nothing that Iyov fears God? You've put a protective hedge around him and his house and everything he has. You've prospered his work, and his livestock are spread out all over the land. But if you reach out your hand and touch whatever he has, without a doubt he'll curse you to your face." The divine, in a controlled wrath, replies, "Here, everything he has is in your hands, except that you are not to lay a hand on his person." On a latter day, Iyov's sons and daughters are having a banquet at his eldest son's house. As they are dining, his donkeys are grazing in the fields, and the oxen are plowing the fields nearby. From the south, the sound makes their ears perk. Upon hearing the animals react, the servants tending to them look towards the south. Over the crest of a ridge of hills materialize raiders from Sheba with swords drawn. They massacre all the servants except for one who escapes. Taking refuge, he witnesses all 500 pairs of oxen and 500 female donkeys be taken. Elsewhere, servants are keeping the 7,000 sheep he owns. The sheep sense something that the servants do not. They bleed in a panic as a roar comes from the sky. A fire whirl erupts from the clouds suspended in the sky. It spreads over the entire flock, most likely striking the bell sheep or goat first. Within the panic, several servants try to rescue the sheep as others explode while on fire. Through the smoke, a servant is able to escape. Meanwhile, the banquet is going well, when a loud sound of wind is heard. Wind from every direction envelops the house. As it blows against the house, it pushes the foundation stones out of place. Due to the instability of the foundation, the walls and the pillars buckle. As the roof rests upon these, it collapses, killing all the servants and the 10 children. Yet still elsewhere, there are servants keeping the camels. The camels raise their heads up as they sense a disturbance. Upon seeing the animals react, the servants tending to them look towards the east. Over the crest of a ridge of hills materialize 3 bands of raiders of the Chaldeans, the Babylonians, or Chaldeans, depending on the translation, carry off all 3,000 camels. The servants are overcome. One, however, probably hiding, observes this. All 4 servants come to their master, interrupting each other. In response, Iyov gets up, tears his outer robe, out of grief, shaves his head, falls on the ground and says, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will return there. Adonai gives, Adonai takes, blessed be the name of Adonai." At a later day, the Bnei Elohim come to the divine. Amid the thundering flashes of lightning and the worship, the smell of sulfur breathes each nostril as our adversary approaches. From the throne comes his voice. "Where are you coming from?" To which the enemy says, "From roaming through the earth, wandering here and there." You can feel the tension as Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, and all the other angelic beings and archangels look upon the wretched being with palpable disdain, sensing the reason for his appearance. And with a thunderous voice, he replies, "Did you notice my servant Iyov? That there's no one like him on earth, a blameless and upright man who fears the Lord and shuns evil, and that he still holds on to his integrity, even though you provoked me against him to destroy him for no reason." Being arrogant as usual, the adversary retorts, "Skin for skin! A person will give up everything he has to save his life. But if you reach out your hand and touch his flesh and bone, without a doubt he'll curse you to your face." The divine, in a controlled wrath, replies, "Here, he is in your hands, except that you are to spare his life." In time, Iyov contracts a disease that affects him emotionally with heartache, mentally with depression, and physically with blistering boils covering his entire body. As he sits in ashes, scraping his body with a piece of broken pot, his wife rushes to him. In her disheveled, grief-stricken state, she yells at her husband, "Why do you still hold on to your integrity? Curse God and die!" Iyov rebukes her by saying, "You're talking like a low-class woman. Are we just to receive the good at the Lord's hands, but reject the bad?" Over the course of a few months, word spreads throughout Edom and beyond that Iyov is ill and all the calamities that have befallen him.